Hi and welcome back. We're looking today at the tarot deck, specifically the Rider-Waite deck, but also tarot as a concept and a tool of divining. If you're certainly interested in learning the tarot, I will be releasing a workbook that you may wish to purchase. The reason why I explored the tarot was one of those things where I just kept getting the hints from people, but also things that I saw to say, okay, have a look at it, have a bit of a play with it and see whether it's something that you're interested in. I feel that it's probably a lot softer than, say, going straight away to a clairvoyant or psychic power workshop, but each to their own. So for me, this was, I suppose, a safe way to explore divining as a service. I had a deck given to me by a friend. I don't feel like everyone needs to have a deck given to them. I think it's a legacy from, I suppose, the old days where people were readers themselves and could identify other people who had a gift of sorts, and they would then provide them with a deck. So I feel like that's a legacy, a bit of a hangover from those days where people would say, oh no, you should have a deck given to you, it shouldn't be that you go out and buy one. If you would like to read the tarot, go out and buy one. Buy a deck for yourself that you can study and work with. Now, my initial intention obviously was to read for myself, so I grabbed a book and I studied the meanings and I did some layouts and I got to know the cards a little bit. Then I went on further to do a course, which was fabulous, and spent, I think it was 3 weekends, might have been 3 or 4 weekends, 4 Sundays, studying the cards, building a relationship with them and understanding them even more, which was fab. And then continued on to do readings for friends, family, and finally got to a stage where I felt, I suppose, confident enough to begin to read for other people, and trusting enough, definitely, to read for other people. So that's how my journey came into being, and that's how I became a reader. I mentioned on my website that I'm a reader amongst other things because I definitely am a business person as well, and I think I really enjoy the tarot because it's almost a bit of a security blanket for me. I enjoy reading stories and books and learning things, and I really enjoy reading for anyone because I enjoy their story. And I have a lot of compassion for the people who I read for because I know we're just all in this world together, doing the best we can, and at times we get so confused because our headspace gets so overrun that we just want someone external to us to provide us with some clarity and insight. I like to connect with your guides and spirits while I do that, so that's also important. So start with a deck. It's a great way to begin. You could even start with angel cards. They're a great way to begin, and to begin to communicate in a very tangible way with your guides, and then see where it leads. My clairvoyant ability is something else that I use a lot when I do readings, and that was just something that just kept opening up and opening up and opening up. So this is a great tool to do that as well. Now that we have a greater awareness in this world, the tarot plays a different role. So where it used to be perhaps once purely about future and warnings and this happening, that happening, etc., we are more and more self-aware. So we're aware of concepts such as dynamics that we play out in our relationships, recurring themes and patterns that we explore. We're aware that we as people have a power of choice and that our realities, we create it to an extent. That whole level of understanding that has come through has almost entirely changed the concept of tarot. Whilst the Rider-Waite definitions will always be the Rider-Waite definitions, one of the things that I have been really keen to do and finally done is create a workbook that has modern day definitions to it. And the reason why I put together the workbook was so that we could empower more and more people, and that the tarot, I suppose, kept up with the modern day age. So it was created in an age where they certainly had understanding of people's personal power. Now the greater consciousness is of that level. So everyone in today's day and age has an awareness that yes, we have more and more power through choice. And so my definitions for these cards are certainly in line with that. And I'm extremely grateful that this deck actually exists, because it means that more and more people can then further access their own power through this deck. So it might start as a fortune telling tool, but it will certainly end in something where you understand that these cards can reflect back to you the most important aspects of yourself to work on, which is fabulous, and belief systems and possibilities and the creative expansion that we can all embrace. So fabulous deck, fabulous cards, and a fabulous tool to use in day-to-day life.